Hello, everybody. I want to introduce myself. I'm Lon Olenczak, and I have the privilege of being a part of the Iowa Swarm, and I'll explain that a little bit later, as well as being an emeritus board member at the Zach Johnson Foundation. With me today, Nicole, why don't you introduce yourself and let everybody know all the great stuff you do?
Yeah, I'm Nicole Burrow, and I am part of the Zach Johnson Foundation. I am the Director of Marketing and Events.
And we've been asked to share a little bit about the partnership between the Zach Johnson Foundation and the Iowa Swarm. And I think what would be helpful is if we ask Nicole to share with us a little bit about the great things that the Zach Johnson Foundation does.
Yeah, the Zach Johnson Foundation founded a program called Kids on Course. And Kids on Course is a program in the Cedar Rapids Community School District that is currently serving over 1,000 students in the community district. And right now we're in 9 Title I buildings in the community. So our focus is really on tutoring and enrichments. While that, we are also focusing on engaging families in our students' success and learning, and also navigating barriers that those students may have.
One thing, because Nicole's being very humble, talk real quickly. Our kids do really well, don't they, through this process and the support they get compared to their peers throughout the school?
Yeah. So we've seen great success with the students in our program. So they start with us in elementary school, and the plan is for them to stay with us all the way through high school. So we just graduated our second class of seniors, and they're on their way to post-secondary, whether that's trade program, in the workplace, or college. So we've had our second class go through, and we actually just had our scholarships, our scholarship fund, which has given out over $600,000 for our students alone, which is amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So why does the Zach Johnson Foundation and the Iowa Swarm make sense in terms of the two organizations coming together?
Yeah, those athletes are just great role models for our kiddos. They've come out and done multiple activities and different events with the students, and it's just a really good opportunity for our students to get involved and get in front of these great role models and athletes, and someone that can champion beside them. I think every student deserves a champion, someone that can root for them and be behind them at all costs. And for some of those students, these athletes are their champion.
Well, and Nicole and I talked a little bit about the fact that, our students, might not be the most high profile individuals in school, just like the young men that we are the foundation of the partnership with through the Iowa Way. When you have Jazz Patterson, Jeremiah Pittman, Kyler Fisher, Drew Stevens, Tori Taylor, and Luke Elkin, some of those are household names and some of them aren't, although a few of them now are becoming a lot more recognizable. Talk about then how that then plays into the Zach Johnson Foundation also.
Yeah, those athletes are very relatable to the students in our program. So it's a great opportunity for students to interact with other individuals that they can relate to and really be themselves around.
And these kids, sometimes when we get them together, because they're on Zoom calls, they're face-to-face, it's hard to tell who the kids are and who the athletes are because I think they all have such a good time.
They do. They have a great time. Yes.
And finally, I think we'd finish up and say we couldn't do this without Zach and Kim, but Zach being our Ryder Cup captain and such a famous golfer, it's always entertaining to see how excited he gets to be when he's around the Hawks, right?
Yes. For sure.
And I'll finish as a former athlete and things like that. Iowa football has a strong foundation built in discipline and repetition and showing up, being on time, doing things the right way. I think that's something we really work on with the Zach Johnson Foundation too, correct?
Absolutely.
Yes. So, well, we hope you enjoyed a little insight to the Zach Johnson Foundation. We believe it's a great relationship, and we look forward to a lot of good things going forward. Go Hawks.